Hello and welcome to the final part of Boatless. So, we just got Quick Clip. You either got it from Canals 7 earlier, or we just got it. We just came back into the level and activated it from back there. But yeah, we just clipped through this wall, or if you're fancy, you can actually hit that slope and fly over this invisible wall here. But once we get here, what I like to do is just circle strafe into some ASHs like this, and then stop by to grab this box. Now, this box can be kind of annoying, but what I like to do with it is, once I land here, is just do ASHs like this. And it's kind of important to do this little air movement, which is basically while I'm mid-air. Holding plus walk, by the way, this has to be plus walk or you won't get enough speed. But the air movement I do is I look a little bit further to the left and then turn my mouse right smoothly in the air while holding the keys that I'm going to use for ASH, and that'll give us a little bit of extra speed to start our ASH like that. And that'll get us over here. Now we're here, we're going to clip through the wall with this, and if you remember, at the end of the last part I said you want to be as perpendicular to the wall as you can. And you can tell that by this middle number here. It says -179, that's about 180 degrees, which is 90 degrees from the wall. And you can just try to jump through like that. But if this box really gives you trouble, you can use this pallet instead right here. So what you're going to do with the pallet is just going to pick it up, and then you're going to flip it over like that, just by setting it side down so that falls like this. And then you're just going to go over with it like this. This box is kind of in my way. This wouldn't be in your way if you're just going to use the pallet. There we go. And then you're just going to kind of set it down there and just jump into it to clip through. And if a prop is sitting perfectly still against the wall and you can just jump straight through, do it. You want to do that as often as you can because holding props against the wall is harder to do than just jumping through it. Alright, if you're low on HP here for any reason, and you will be low on HP if you did the Canals 07 strat to get the quick clip, you're going to come up here, and you're going to grab these two boxes, which will have HP in them. And then you're going to grab a barrel while you're here and clip through the wall here. Or if you have a bunch of HP here and you did Canals 11, you're just going to break this box to get it out of your way, set this box on top of this one, and just sprint through like that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, barrels are pretty reliable with quick clipping, like perpendicular to the wall, so if you do have to clip through a wall with a prop, try and make sure it's a barrel. So once we clip through here, we're going to get up on the side here and just ASH through. And we're going to take a little stop here. Right here. So there's a cool setup here that's pretty difficult, actually. It'll be very hard for someone to get down, but it's the fastest way to beat the map. But don't worry, I'll have some backups for you if you don't get up. So the setup is you get to this first pillar after the turn in this tunnel stops. You sort of get on the side of it. You just sort of stand here. Get a little bit further back. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sprint backwards. You're going to do 3 jumps. And on the 3rd jump, you're going to turn your mouse to left. And what that'll do is that'll get you past this wooden post here. And then immediately after you get past it, you're going to turn your mouse to the left, which will knock you to the other side of the tunnel. And then you'll bounce right here on this dirt off this rock, which will bounce you over the level. It's this pretty difficult thing. Luckily, Azra, who ran the game for a while back, kind of had a cool little thing. It's you have to sort of think of the movements, and he had sort of a thing where you hop, pop, and then wiggle, and then you go straight, and then you pop or something like that. But yeah, you sprint backwards, you jump. 3rd jump, you go to the left. I messed it up because I mistimed my hops. Like that, and then go straight. Like that. And your goal is to land up here and slope off this to avoid fall damage, like that. And then what you can do is if you do this is how to do the map all in one go. So you bounce off that, and there's an invisible wall here. So let me actually do R draw clip brushes 2, so you can see it a bit better. So you want to, if you do this correctly, you're going to slope off this, gonna kind of slope off this, or maybe like land a hop, and you're gonna sort of go this way. And this will be kind of hard because you're gonna need to AFH, or you can ASH too, but off this invisible wall, and then like go wiggle around this way, and then you're gonna AFH here. So it'll look something like this. And this will get you directly to the end of the level the fastest way that you can, which is very nice. So that's the fastest way to beat the level, but it's quite hard. If you do stop here, and if you don't like get the slope, you can just do an ASH right here to do the same thing pretty much, like that, and then AFH off the side right here in the water. Make sure you land in the goo to avoid fall damage. But if you just can't do that, okay, that turned that off. Okay, like if you miss it, let's say you like miss time a hop or something, you don't get it. That's fine. Just make it to the end of the tunnel. And I have a setup for this as well. So you're just gonna make your way over here. And we're also going to take this upper route, but you're going to stop next to this concrete, and then what we're going to do is we're going to ASH and then bounce up off this part of the cliff here to get on top of this this clip brush. So just do like that to get on top. If you go too high like I did there, you can kind of land in the tree like that. And now you got to be careful, know where the invisible wall is. So our draw clip brush is too to know where it is, like this. Go ahead and come over here, and then walk up here. There you go. I should keep that on for now. And once you get up here, you can either go for that, or if you're like low on HP from fall damage, or if you can't do that, because it's actually pretty hard to get that, you can just come this way, and then you come over here, and you're going to jump on top of this clip brush right here. Just jump and crouch on top. And then you're just going to go this way. And what I do is I fall down here. And then if you're, like I said, if you're low on HP, you can break these two boxes to get you some HP. And just continue on. And once you're here, this part's annoying, I'll be honest. Like, trying to get into this tunnel with speed from, like, right here is very annoying because of just how this is laid out, but I just go for ASH and then AFH the last two, which seems to be pretty consistent, but I know AFH is the easiest thing when you're starting out, so what we're going to do instead is, if you cannot get into the tunnel, also you want to have, like, if you're full HP, you can probably go in the tunnel with, like, 1500 speed and be fine. Velocity at the top right here. But if you can't do that, you can just slope up and get up here. Just like try and make it up like this. There you go, like that. Sort of surf up the side and fall down like this, and then just go along this. And even when you get some speed, you can just go ahead and dunk into the goo like that. So now we're in Canals 12. So what we're going to do is, if you have a ton of speed, which if you did the cool strat where you go over and like AFH off the clip brush, you'll probably have a lot of speed here and you'll actually like slope off this. You want to make sure you aim so that you slide into the tunnel and then the loading screen, because otherwise you might hit the wall or something. But otherwise just, hop on the sides like this, and then just go. If you're really low on HP, you can stop here and grab this. And there's a chance you'll get an SMG nade from here. Just pointing that out. But it won't always happen. It depends on what boxes you broke after Canals 11. But yeah. Continuing on. I don't necessarily need to. So if you can just sort of like fling out of the tunnel like that. What I like to do is I like to slope off the side here, like strafe into it. And like just start hopping on it, because if you go straight up through like that, you'll probably hit the bridge. And you get like a much shallower thing here, and then you can like go through like that. You don't have If you get stopped, that's fine, just go and go. These rockets might stop you, so you gotta be careful about that. You can like turn that to an ABH if you want. So this map is all about like trying to keep your hops without stopping. It's actually one of the fun maps in Boatless. If I can actually get it. Ooh. Yeah, this slope is kind of throwing me off, but there we go. You can do stuff like this to like keep going. You can replace my AFHs with ASHs if you're more comfortable with that. But you want to try your best to sort of chain as much as possible. Like I aim for that tiny slope there to get over this that buried truck there to continue through. And all this movement and stuff here is like if you're not getting this full chain stuff, which yeah, it can be pretty hard. It's fine because the movement here is really basic. You don't have to like do anything important. Just try and make your way throughout this whole way. So you get here. This is where we get to a little bit of interestingness. This zombie tunnel can be kind of tricky because the zombies will try and walk inside you, and there's all this like weird geometry that likes to stop you. You can kind of keep speed going into it, but you have to like kind of slow down and like round this corner the right way. But it can be pretty difficult. So what I like to do is I like to just stop here, and we circle strafe into standing ABHs. Remember to use that plus walk bind when you're doing the jumps. And then hop off this left side. But after I hop off this left side, I'm either going to strafe into this to kind of go up a bit, like sort of on the trajectory like this, and I want to immediately strafe off the wall because of this corner here. This corner here will try its hardest to stop you with its geometry. So you got to be careful with that. So you can sort of do like that. And then like land a hop there and then go around the tunnel like that. That's like the optimal way to get through this tunnel. But as long as you have enough HP here, you'll be fine. But if you get stopped like that, you can just keep going. Just try to avoid the barnacles. And just make your way through. And they should be down here. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go here. And if you're low on HP, you can kill this guy. He might drop a health kit. And if it does, it'll help you a bit here. It's RNG, actually. So you got to be careful with that. But if you're really, really low on HP, you can jump on this. You can do a couple hops and then turn off, which will only make you hit the goob like once or even 0 times if you do it right to get into the tunnel like this. But if you have enough HP like I do, you can just go straight like this. And then I like to just hit this slope and then like go around the tunnel like that. So you want to avoid getting into the center of the tunnel when you're flying up because of the light fixtures, and there's also a barnacle in here, so be careful about that. So if, okay, this is a really big if. If you did the Canals 7 strat and you're here with over like 55 HP, you can go for the big launch here. I'll try and simulate what the big launch is. There we go. And slide through the tunnel like this to the end of the level. You can only do this if you did the Canals 7 quick clip, no save deletion, and you have over 55 HP here. But that probably won't be the case. So if not, we're going to come over here and we're going to make a pit stop here. And if you did Canals 11, this will be where we get an SMG nade. As you see, we have no SMG nade now. If we did Canals 7, we would already have an SMG nade, but this is why we broke the boxes in that red warehouse earlier, is to make the SMG nade spawn in these 2 boxes. So this will give us HP and the SMG grenade. And this SMG grenade is really important for Ravenholm. So make sure you broke those boxes in the right order and got the SMG ammo from that 1 box before you come here. And it also might roll around, and it might be hard to spot, so just make sure you got it. Like quadruple check, because your run will be over really fast if you don't get it. But yeah, just go ahead and walk out of here, and then continue on. And you can like kind of go into this wall, and it'll kind of bounce you up here. If not, you can just sort of just jump on this thing to get up, like that. And what I like to do is I like to just circle strafe and just do 2 ASHs along the side here. or 3, maybe. And go around like this. So if you have a little bit of speed here, you can kind of keep going. With another, like, hop right there to get up here. Or you can just, like, go around and just hop along the side or whatever. Or just sprint through the water or whatever. And this is the last map of Boatless. So, be warned, your game can crash if you hit, I think it might be this trigger right here, or it might be this trigger cluster here. If you're too slow in the map without the airboat, your game has a chance of crashing after you hit these triggers. So make sure you make a save before you go into that. But usually you'll make a save right here, or when I show you a setup in a second here. So there's 2 setups here. The setup I like to do is called the Yolo Setup, which is just go for it. And I basically just look for this right side of this like concrete here, like for it to appear. Like now it's not there, now it's there. I kind of just look for that to kind of exist, and then I just sprint. And when I hit this log, like sprint forward, I hit this log, which will kind of bounce me up. After I hit the log, I'll jump. If you hit it, if you jump before, then you won't get it. You won't get across. So you gotta make sure you jump on the log to get over. And the idea is we're gonna be ABH along here, and we're gonna kind of turn a little bit, and then like sort of go on a trajectory like this. And landing here will give us a ton of speed. And we're gonna go through there, and then we're gonna hit the cliff right here, which will like knock us around like that, which will get us over the dam later, like at the end of the level. So it should look something like this. These displacements here can be pretty random, but yeah, there we go, like that. And you're just gonna land in the water, like that. But that's pretty YOLO, which won't always work. Also, there's a big misconception. People think you're like, oh, we want to hit this slope. No, you want to hit this slope. Don't go for this slope because that'll just stop you. You want to hit the cliff here. I see a lot of people try and hit this slope, and that's not what you're supposed to do. It'll just stop you most of the time. But if you can't do this, you can come over here and do a setup. So this setup is just look for this black line here, stand here, just sort of line up with it here, and then you basically want to line up your crosshair with the edge of the concrete here, like so, and just sprint backwards and start jumping. The setup is pretty reliable to get over like that. And now here, there's actually a few different ways you can land this. If you want to keep with the trend of trying to, you know, keep all your momentum into the next level, you can. So what you can do is you can land on like the water on the edge here, and you get a hop. And what that'll let us do, I'll kind of demonstrate some no clip here, is if you land here, you can kind of shark through here, and what you can do is you can slope off of this, and then you can like sort of land on this roof, and then like jump over. Or if you don't get enough height, you can just land here, like that. But if you just land and you lose all your speed, just go ahead and come to the side here, and just hop along. You can even hit the slope that way, like that. Or if you miss it at all, or like just miss it entirely, you can just go straight to the ladder here, like so. Also, if you want, you can just keep some speed from coming over like that, and just shark your way over, like without having to stop at all, or like try and get a hop. You can just sort of shark your way to the end here, and keep going. And that's the end of Boatless. Probably the, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like the most consistently hard part of the game, I guess you could say. It's not like a one hard trick. It's just like something that's decently hard consistently. But yeah, that's the end of Boatless, and that'll be the end of this part as well. So in the next part, we'll be going over how to skip in this cutscene, or most of this cutscene, and hopefully get into Ravenholm. So I will see you then.